Hey, welcome to the INTJ and Cat Show. I'm your host, INTJ, and this is Rhea. Say hi, Rhea.
We think she got stung by a bee yesterday.
She has a propensity to try and eat things. She ate spiders when she was a kitten. We think she ate a bee, and her cheek got really, really puffy, so we put her under house arrest. But her cheek's puffiness is going down, and her mood is also done with house arrest. She is not on board with this living arrangement.
Nope.
Okay, Rhea, you can go.
And she's off.
And she's off. Welcome to the ENFP and INTJ show. This is ENFP, and I'm INTJ. You know something about something, yeah?
I'm a certified practitioner with the Myers Briggs Foundation. Thank you for asking.
And I like patterns.
Yep, she's a normie.
Today.
Sorry. Tee-hee. Okay, so today we had the grand idea, and by we I mean INTJ had a great idea, that we should take a Myers Briggs test. And by the Myers Briggs test, we don't mean the official MBTI. We mean the very infamous, popular for some reason, 16personalities.com test.
Yeah, I think it's popular because it has these cute...
Yes, we do love the cute characters. There are things that I like about it, but we have talked about this before. I would like INTJ to explain briefly why we are not huge fans of the 16 personalities.
I believe that the 16 personalities captured something that was exciting, which is the idea of, oh, what is my personality type? And tried to make it even more accessible to the people. But instead of making it accessible to the people by figuring out like what your cognitive functions are and how those interact with each other, they just isolated, are you introverted or extroverted? Are you a sensing or an intuitive type? Are you a thinker or a feeler?
They somehow simplified it even more than it already was.
And they've added, I'm not sure what these like A, T, whatevers are afterwards, like these subtype things. And I was trying to just read information off their website, but it keeps taking me to the test.
So go to the About section. I don't know if it's still there, but I remember a few years ago, I was surprised to find, well, maybe not so surprised, when I went to the About section of the 16personalities.com website, they actually say outright that they are not the Myers-Briggs exclusively. They are not Myers-Briggs exclusively. They actually are combining the Myers-Briggs with the Big Five and some other thing, I think. I'm just going off my memory.
Yeah, it really wants me to take the test.
That's all they care about, which we're going to do, okay? Calm down, we're getting there. But I just don't like it because the whole point in Myers-Briggs, which was a mother-daughter duo, they created the MBTI as a way to simplify Carl Jung's original 8 archetypes. What's funny is that they already created the MBTI as a way to simplify. And now you have 16personalities.com, which is simplifying it even more somehow. It's not even simplifying it. It's like simplifying it in a way where it's not even really Myers-Briggs anymore. It's a cheap version of it. It's like kind of the Walmart version of it. No offense to Walmart. Love Walmart, by the way. Walmart's great. I remember they even said they outright don't base their types off of the cognitive functions. They don't really account for the cognitive functions at all in their stuff. Now, of course, that's their choice. It's their own thing, and maybe there's some benefit to that. I just don't love that as a Myers-Briggs purist.
It says it right here. So if you go to their website, you go to resources, then under theory, and then they give you a lot of stuff that's not actually, I mean, it's kind of interesting, but not really helpful to us right now. But here, if you scroll down to our approach, it says, with our NERIS model, I suppose you could say that NERS, we've combined the best of both worlds. We use the acronym format introduced by Myers-Briggs for its simplicity and convenience with an extra letter to accommodate 5 rather than 4 scales. However, unlike Myers-Briggs, our other theories based on the Jungian model, we have not incorporated Jungian concepts such as cognitive functions, which is it. You can't do this without cognitive functions.
That's what is crazy to me is like, I don't want to totally disrespect this thing. I'm sure it has its, but it's just, that's what's frustrating as a purist of Myers-Briggs is like, but that's what Myers-Briggs is. So I'm not knocking them.
I am.
I'm not knocking them totally, I will say. I'm not going to say, oh, this whole thing is bad. And to be honest, like, based on like most people's test results who do this test, it's not terribly off. I don't think they're always accurate. And like when I've done this test before, it usually will tell me an INFP. So it's not terribly off.
Here's my big issue that I take issue with. is it's not the same thing. So why are we calling it the same thing?
Yeah.
And that's really it. Like, if they frame this with different title, with a different acronym, great. Let's take it. Let's learn what they're saying about us through this world. But it's kind of like if I got a pizza and I decided let's put hamburgers on it and call it a pizza.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's still food, but we can't call it a pizza.
Right.
Like, let's just be really clear about what things are, and let's not try and bandwagon. We're bandwagoning Myers Briggs. Let's not try and bandwagon, like, capture on the success of something else, and someone else is like, if you're going to stand on the shoulders of someone else who has done the hard work for you to stand there, at least stand on the foundation that they built.
I get a little frustrated when I see the majority of the internet and the public, they understand Myers-Briggs through 16personalities.com, and can be frustrating for people like us that are the purists when we're like, that's not even really Myers-Briggs. And they even say it on their website, but most people aren't going to know that. Again, I'm not like, oh, don't use 16 personalities at all, and like it's absolutely awful and disgusting. I think the test itself, again, it's not the Myers-Briggs actual test, but it's still fine. It can still be accurate enough. And the reason why we're taking this test is because it's the most popular.
Yeah, take whatever test you want, take whatever personality profile you want. I have said this in the past, is the only thing that tests can measure is your thought, like what you think and feel about things. It can't measure your behavior. And
it's a good starting point.
It can't actually measure your emotions.
Yeah.
So everything that you're doing, or your unconscious behaviors, everything you're doing, you're bringing into your conscious, and you're making a decision on in these tests, even if you're like, just answer as fast as possible. And this isn't to knock 16 personalities. This is to knock any type of survey or profile. Is that, like, the human being is made more of thoughts.
Yeah.
So you will only get that section of your personality tested.
Yes, thank you. I think a lot of people put a lot of stake in the result they get from one of these tests. And what I learned when I did the workshop to get certified as a practitioner, they literally tell you when you do the test, that is just your test result, and it's only the first step. From there, they highly encourage you to go read about the types yourself, read about several different types, read about the type you got in your test result, and compare it to yourself. And also ask the people that know you well, ask for their opinions too, because even the Myers-Briggs Foundation that is saying, if you took our actual and paid the big bucks to take the MBTI, the official test, even then don't rely on the results from that. You need to go figure it out yourself, because the test can only do so much. But yet you see so many people that just do the test and say, oh, I'm an ISTJ, or I'm a ESTP, or whatever. But point is, like, in reality, people just take it at its word.
We've talked a lot about, well, I don't know if we've talked on camera that much about it, but the idea of this is not your identity. This is an expression of who you are. Yeah. So it's a lens through which the world is experiencing you through. Yeah. And it's okay.
All right, where are we?
16personalities.com.
And apparently it's not hard to find the test. They plaster it everywhere. It's the only option on their website is just take the test.
Take the test.
All right. So the plan here is we're going to take it at the same time. We're going to probably take turns reading off
the questions.
Yeah.
So the test is, it's got questions, and then it's got little baubles here. It's this little scale. The biggest circle in green on the left says agree, and the biggest circle in purple on the right
I'll probably make like a screenshot and show you.
Disagree. And there's one little gray one in the middle that I suppose is for neutral. And so I think that we're scaling this on how much we agree or disagree with these statements. There haven't been any instructions to this test.
Yeah, pretty easy to follow so far. Why don't you start? What's the first one?
The first one is you regularly make new friends. Ha!
I'm going to go mostly agree.
Yeah, I went total disagree. I do not regularly make new friends.
I was the kid in like elementary school. Every time I would come home from school, I would have a new friend to add to the list. And I'd come home and tell my parents, guys, I made a new friend. So I would have, like, by the end of the year, like 50 friends or something. I don't know if I do that so much now, but I find it pretty easy to make friends.
I think when you go out, you do come back with more friends.
Well, also my concept and definition of friend is very loose.
That's true.
I think if someone was nice to me, I consider them a friend. Okay, next one. Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. Absolutely far left agree for me.
Full agree for me as well.
Okay, you read the next one.
You prioritize and plan tasks effectively, often completing them well before the deadline.
Oh boy, see, I'm thinking like my answer in my early 20s would have been a lot different, but as myself now in my late 20s, I'm a lot better. I'm going to say I slightly agree or mostly.
I slightly agree.
Yeah, I'm probably with you on that.
Yeah, I think the problem is, like, even if I complete something well before a deadline, I use that time to, like, polish it.
Right.
Yeah, it's your turn.
People's stories and emotions speak louder to you than numbers or data.
This is another F versus T question, which is, again, a bad question, because emotions will almost always speak loud. Like, a story will always speak louder to someone than numbers. That's why we like movies. That's why we like songs. That's called being human.
Yeah.
But, again, faulty question.
But I guess some people, it would be much more.
Yeah.
So you really have to think, like, what's more for you, I guess? People's stories and emotions speak louder to you. I mean, yeah, definitely. This might be the first one I'm going to say strongly agree.
I'm going to do a slight agree because, again, I understand what the question is actually asking, and I know that I am more T inclined. And so I know it wants me to answer a T answer.
I know, that's why I'm so curious what the result of this test is going to be. Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Okay. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. This is an interesting question. What is this getting at? Your insecurity? What is the point in this question?
I think it's their subtype, type 5, A versus T.
A small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. I mean, yeah, because I'm a perfectionist.
I strong disagree.
That makes sense.
Highly disagree.
That makes sense.
I have no doubts in myself.
You're not. Yeah, you are very confident.
Yeah. And that is the quintessential INTJ trait, is confidence.
Yeah, INTJs do tend to be very confident in themselves. It doesn't mean that they don't have flaws.
Or insecurities.
But they don't think they do.
No, I mean, I think INTJs, they have flaws, and I think INTJs have insecurities, but I think when we ask about the question overall, I think they have a pretty strong sense of self and, like,
self-concept?
Self-concept, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a self-affect. So I strongly disagree on that question.
I'm going to do slightly agree. I almost wanted to do neutral. I'm sorry I keep going on age, but when I was younger, when I was a little girl in dance class and stuff, if I was such a if I missed, like, the littlest step, I would literally have meltdowns. Like, all the girls probably thought I was crazy. I would have to, the amount of times I cried in dance classes growing up, because if I made the slightest mistake, I would start sobbing. So for a lot of my life, I don't know if that's an ENFP thing. I think something was wrong with me. For a lot of my life, it would have been like, oh yeah, for sure. But now I'm better. I joined a recovery group, and I'd say I'm slightly agree.
You just went to therapy.
Shh. I went to an ENFP perfectionist recovery group. They exist.
Yeah, I think, like, especially, okay, this is actually really interesting, because if we're just talking about, like, past experiences, what I don't normally lead the conversation with, but what's not a secret about me is that I have dyslexia. And so academically in
We're
school,
seeing it in this episode.
Yeah, you're seeing a little bit of it. Academically in school, that was something that, like, I'm quite bright. You know, and I believe that I'm pretty bright and I enjoy information and learning, but the structure of academics and the structure of school didn't reflect that. And that's why they ended up finding out that I had dyslexia. And so there was insecurity. Like, I remember, like, in 2nd or 3rd grade taking a spelling test and, like, just sobbing because I didn't get a single question right. Yeah. Like, it felt crappy.
We were both crying.
We were just crying babies. I remember the crying. I don't remember if I was crying because I doubted my overall abilities and knowledge,
or if you were just frustrated,
or if it was the frustration in me that I was like, why can't I get this? Like,
or both.
But I think that, like, it did help me form a resilience also to making mistakes in my life, where I've had this big thing with me my entire life that it's like, I'm not going to do these things perfect, but it's not going to necessarily influence, like, my ability and knowledge. So.
All right, next one is an introvert-extrovert question. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation.
Hard disagree.
That is not going to be my answer. I'm also not going to be a strong agree here. Maybe if you give me some Adderall, I'd be a strong agree, but I'm definitely not like an ESTP or an ESFJ here, okay? I'm going to be slightly agree. Like, on a good day where I'm myself, I feel confident, I slightly agree. I have to admit, sometimes I get a little shy. Sometimes I still get a little bit shy, okay? I still get a little bit shy. You prioritize facts over people's feelings when determining a course of action. this is an FT question for sure.
Yeah, I do prioritize facts over people's feelings when determining a course of action, but then I connect with the person to try and soften like the blow to their feelings.
Yeah, that's the hard part for me is like if I'm just by myself or if I'm by myself mulling over how determining the course of action, I'm going to be comfortable with just the facts. But once I have to actually go confront the person, I'm thinking more about their feelings. So I have to probably go with that, which is going to be slightly agree.
I mostly agree.
You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. I don't know if I worry about it.
I have no thoughts at all about it.
I mean, you didn't strongly disagree.
I guess I should strongly disagree. I have no thoughts at all.
Yeah.
Like, if I meet you, I actually don't really care what you thought of me.
Yeah, I mean, I would have when I was younger, but again, now...
I do sometimes, though, embarrass you, like, if I ask...
Oh, yeah, but... Is that a first impression?
Yeah, like at Starbucks when you gave your name and I was standing in the back and I went, "That's not her real name." And she said, "I'm so
embarrassing.
I'm so embarrassed." Like, I don't know if you were like worrying, am I making a good impression on it? But I think that you felt like the impression that was made had some type of impact.
That is true. Well, I'm definitely like leaning more agree. But honestly, I'm going to do neutral here. I would have cared more when I was younger, but I'm going to do neutral. But what is your experience of me?
Like a slight agree. But
okay. I was thinking either neutral, slight agree, but I'll go with yours.
You enjoy participating in team-based activities.
I'm going to say mostly agree. I'll say mostly agree.
I'm thinking either neutral or slight agree or slight disagree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like you in general, you can work with a team fine, but you do prefer to work on your own.
I don't mind working with a team if I get to be in charge.
I really enjoy working with teams most of the time. I can work on my own and I enjoy it, but I also might end up going a little crazy after a while.
Okay. You prioritize being sensitive over being completely honest.
Slightly agree.
Mostly disagree.
Yeah.
I do want to be sensitive, but I also feel like it's so disrespectful to be dishonest with someone, to take care of their feelings, because I'm telling them that I don't trust you enough to manage your own feelings. And that you can't be like, and I know it's just my perspective. I know that that's not how everybody sees the world.
Well, see, I agree with that perspective, but in practice, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It's just...
I would rather...
I fold.
I mean, and you can say things nicely. You don't have to be a jerk. And so there is like a softening, please don't be a jerk. But it's like, please just give people honest feedback, because... Like,
I think you'd be great in Germany.
Thank you. The bread, the beer.
Bread, beer,
honesty.
Being blunt and honest.
Being bullied.
I would not do good in Germany.
All right, page 4.
Although I do like their punk music. Sorry. You actively seek out new experiences and knowledge areas to explore. Yeah.
Are we both mostly agree here?
You actively seek out. I would honestly say strongly agree. I do that quite often. You should be strongly agree.
Well, the new experiences I don't seek out as much as the knowledge areas. But are they like...
No, I think they're kind of equal here.
Okay.
I think we're both strongly agree. I'm more new experience, but honestly, I always have something going on my YouTube, like on random topics too, throughout the day. So,
you are prone to worry that things will take a turn for the worse.
No. Yeah. Yeah. Should we go back to the bell tower story?
Yeah.
Play it back. Okay, some of this isn't even personality. It's just like I have anxiety already, so it's hard for me to separate. Okay, if it's me on a good day, it's still slightly agree. So I'm going to go with slightly agree. I could even do mostly agree, but...
I mostly disagreed. I don't normally think that... Well, oh, okay. I thought that it just changed the answer for me.
I think I've gotten better with the anxiety, so I'm going to do slightly agree.
I took an anxiety thing with my therapist when we were doing all the surveys when I was first starting with her.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that I'm the only person that she's ever done with that has no anxiety ticked on the survey. Like, we went through like the 20 question survey and she's like, you have none. You scored a 0. I've never seen a 0 on this. So
is that the INTJ experience?
Is that INTJ or is that Alicia?
I'm pretty sure every time I do it, I'm going to have some score on there. No, it's never going to be completely 0. Some days are worse than others.
Get this one, yes.
Okay, you favor efficiency in decisions, even if it means disregarding some emotional aspects.
Yes.
I'm going to do slightly disagree. I feel like throughout this whole thing, I've been a little too, like, trying to be in the middle, but
yeah, I'm doing mostly agree. Because I do still consider the emotional aspects when making decisions, and it still does have influence in the decision that I'm making.
I don't think I'm always going to favor the efficiency. I think I try to keep them equal. All right, next one. In disagreements, you prioritize proving your point over preserving the feelings of others. I know what Erica would answer.
Yeah. I'm doing a mild agree. I think several years ago it would have been a stronger agree, but I have been growing in my later 20s and early 30s about like actually considering the feelings of others and like trying to soften, even though like I can be right and you can be wrong and it can be okay.
I want to say I'm neutral here, but I'm mostly agree here.
You'd rather prove your point than preserve the feelings of others?
No, I see, I keep getting confused. Maybe I'm the dyslexic one here. Mostly disagree. I prioritize preserving feelings.
Yeah. You usually wait for others. These questions, okay. 16 personalities, let's have a chat.
Like we haven't already.
The qualifiers you're putting on these questions are bad because you're already doing a sliding scale on these things. So you're trying to qualify a sliding scale. That's stupid.
Yeah, what she said.
Like, take the qualifiers out, take the flipping of the questions, the nots and cans. Like, I know what you're trying to do, but they're not helping you. They're actually creating confusion in the questions. Do the sliding scale, and then on your back end with your analytics, you can score it reversed.
Yeah.
This is silly. Because as soon as you, like, we're already qualifying. If I take the usually out, you wait for others to introduce themselves first at social gatherings. I'm like, oh, well, most of the time I would do that. Yeah, I'm going to, but I don't do it all the time, so I'll mostly agree. But you put in a usually and immediately I'm like, I'm trying to qualify the qualifier. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Stop it. Write a better test.
Be better, do better, stop.
Thank you for your support.
You're welcome.
All right, the question. You usually wait for others to introduce themselves first at social gatherings.
I don't know if this is very ENFP of me, sorry, but I'm actually going to say slightly disagree. Again, guys, with all of these questions, I'm trying to answer as if I've had an Adderall, I'm doing really good, I'm my best self, I'm like functioning. In that state, where I'm fully comfortable, like I'm still not always going to approach. I might, but a lot of the time I won't. So in that way, I'm not going to be like an ESTP out here, like social butterfly fluttering around talking to everybody. Yeah, I might be brave enough to go talk to some people and introduce myself.
It's not encouraged. It doesn't matter if I'm brave or not. I just don't want to talk to people. Like, I don't know why I'm at this social gathering. I don't want to go meet new people. So it's not a full agree because, like, common courtesy dictates that, like, you should introduce yourself, and so I'll do it.
Yeah.
But if there's someone out there who's a better social lubricant, I'll let them take the wheel.
All right, this is a fun one. Is this a bipolar question? Just how bipolar are you?
This is an FT question, but go ahead.
Your mood can change very quickly.
I mean, everybody's mood can change very quickly.
I still don't really know if this is a good question for F versus T. I don't even know if this is a good personality question. I think this is just, you might have a hormonal imbalance.
Yeah. You find fluctuations in your mood to be common?
Even then, I just don't know if mood swings is a good
affect. I see affect might be too big a word.
Like, I guess ENFPs and ESFPs might have mood swings a little more, but even then, might be more of a mental illness issue.
I think that I'm
speaking from experience, by the way.
Your affect is influenced by your surroundings more than my affect is.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know that I'm going to be more agree on this. I just don't know how much of it is personality versus like other issues.
I think I'm trying to figure out what the neutral of this question is to figure out, right?
I would
very quickly are both modifiers again. I mean, your mood can change is like, quickly. That's just a statement. I think if we're going like, if my base self, when you're talking about hormonal imbalances, I'm thinking like the week before my period, like those are the things where I'm way more sensitive to. Or like where we watch the diabetes commercial at the movies and I'm like, that's the most powerful thing I've ever seen. Let's cry. But like my standard self, like it really doesn't matter like what's coming and going.
You're pretty even keel. I think out of everyone I know, when your mood changes, most of the time it's just you exaggerating on purpose to be a little bit funny. I mean, I have seen you actually be emotionally expressive, but it's definitely not, you're not a complete robot, but it's not often.
You often end up doing things at the last possible moment.
Not as much as I used to. I have trained myself better now, but I'm still slightly agree there.
I mostly disagree, but there's also like the interpretation of last possible moment that I'm taking into consideration. Because when I did like school and stuff, I'd write a paper on the day it's due and get it turned in. But I knew people that would start hours before it was due. But if you're starting a paper 2 hours before it's due, that's way the last possible moment. But if you're starting a paper the day before it's due, that still could feel like the last possible moment for you.
Yeah, so it's subjective.
Yeah, there's a subjective.
Oh, I know your answer for this next one.
Mostly disagree. Okay.
You enjoy debating ethical dilemmas. You and Erica. My gosh.
Okie dokie, artichoke. Let's talk about that.
You are strongly agree.
I am strongly agreeing to that.
I almost want to say neutral here. I feel like I just generally don't get involved unless it's something I'm really actually interested in. I have to actually be interested in the ethical dilemma, which isn't very often. I feel like you're down, even if you're not super invested in it, you can come up with an opinion on it, or at least you would like to be part of the discussion, or you can. If I have no investment or interest, I don't even want to be part of this.
Yeah, it is fair. I'll jump on the bandwagon because I feel like it's kind of like how you get social pressure to like pumpkin spice, even though nobody's asking you to like pumpkin spice lattes. I feel the pressure to have an opinion on an ethical dilemma, even though nobody's asking me to.
Okay, well, see, now you understand me with the pumpkin spice.
I still think that like yours is stronger than mine in that scenario.
So I put slightly disagree on that.
All right, we are halfway through this.
Oh my God, okay. We got a speed round.
All right. This question, I believe, is designed to be a feeling versus thinking question. However, my immediate answer was going to be a sensing versus intuitive question. When facts and feelings conflict, you usually find yourself following your heart. And this is something that I was talking about before we started filming, is that like with NI being a dominant function, there's sometimes within your source of being, like it's visceral. Mm-hmm. You have this knowing of what something is, but there aren't facts to support it and there aren't feelings to support it. But we don't really have any language for intuitive intuition. It's a very unconscious thing, so we tend to make it akin to feeling. I just feel like it should be this way.
That's what's interesting with intuition, is in a way it is a sense. So you could say it is sensing, but what we're talking about here is emotion, I think, is what they're trying to get at. Heart as in emotion, feeling as an emotion.
Yeah. So I think I'm answering this question wrong to what the test is trying to question, but it would be my default answer if I didn't know the things that I know. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So I would say when facts and feelings conflict, I normally find myself following my heart is going to be like a stronger agree. That's an intuition answer. That's not a feeling answer, but I think it's going to skew my results. Yeah.
But we're talking about heart, so I think it is talking about your emotions. No, what is it saying? It is confusing.
Yeah. I think it's going to, when facts and feelings conflict, you follow the feelings. I think that's what it's asking.
Okay, so
but I don't want you to answer what you think it's it. I want you to answer what you think your answer is. Because I answered not what I think that they're asking, but what I would answer.
I'm going to say between the facts and the feelings, I'm going to say slightly agree if we're talking about emotions. If it was intuition, I might actually be more mostly agree. Okay, next one. You find it challenging to maintain a consistent work or study schedule. Honestly, unfortunately, yeah, still slightly agree still. I wish I was better, but...
Slightly disagree. I do have trouble sometimes because I think the schedule I made for myself it's who I want to be, not who I am. You rarely second guess the choices that you have made.
Oh gosh, I am mostly disagree here.
So
maybe slightly disagree.
Do you second choice?
No, you rarely. You rarely second guess, so agree.
There you go.
Mostly agree. I would say probably mostly agree.
How many people are taking this test without their INT bestie right beside them, helping them understand the question?
Maybe it's me being an ENFP, but I feel like that's another flaw with this test. It could be so easy to answer these wrong because you have to reread the question multiple times to understand what it's saying. Because I was going to go on the disagree side when I actually meant something on the agree. It's very confusing.
This is a funny question. I hope you make a reel out of it because we just, you rarely second guess the choices you made. I went straight to strong disagree, answered, sitting, watching her kind of go back and forth over different answers.
I'm already confused.
And then I corrected that she misunderstood the question.
Thank you. And I'm still having a hard time. And I'm probably going to second guess my answer. Can I tell you something right now? I'm still second guessing answers from like the previous page. I'm still thinking about about it. That's why I can't focus. Okay.
The only time that I second guess things is like when there's a lot at stake and I wasn't 100% confident when I made that choice.
All right. Your friends would describe you as lively and outgoing.
Hey, we're friends. Hold on.
What would you say?
I would give you a very mild agree.
Mild?
Yeah.
Okay. Take away the chronic fatigue.
Oh, okay. A moderate agree.
Yeah, that's what I would say too. For you, I like it when you pretend to be lively and outgoing just for fun. I think that's funny and entertaining and slightly unnerving as a audience member. A little unnerving to experience. It's like that scene from the Addams Family where Wednesday smiles. It's just a little disturbing. Everyone's like, you know, you're trying, but it's a little scary. I'm going to give you... this is hard because I know INTJs that are way more not outgoing than you.
Like my brother?
So I'm actually going to give you a mostly disagree.
That's what I was going to do too.
Yeah. You rarely feel insecure. Again, is this a personality thing? Because I feel like any personality type, if you are healthy and mature and well-rounded, you can be a very introverted, sensitive type, but be very secure in yourself. I think there's a stereotype that, oh, if you're an introverted, soft, sensitive type, then you're going to be more insecure. I don't like that. I don't like the implication here.
I don't either. I very rarely feel insecure. So I strongly agree. I feel insecure so rarely that when I do feel insecure, I don't know how to manage it.
Mm-hmm. It's like, what is this feeling?
Yeah, I went to a party a year or two ago. It was like a murder mystery costume type party. Mm-hmm. And I was excited to go. And then like I got into character for it. And then I felt insecure and I had to call someone to talk me down to go to the party. Because I didn't know what to do with that insecure. And they're like, that's actually normal. People feel this way sometimes. I'm like,
I get scared a lot. I don't know if I was much more insecure when I was younger. I don't know if I'm as insecure as I used to be. So I'm going to say slightly disagree. Actually being insecure. Yeah, slightly disagree.
Yes. You avoid making phone calls. Is that a personality thing or is that a generational thing?
It could be generational. Again, for me, I don't know how much of it is personality versus like I just have anxiety. And you can be any personality type and have anxiety.
Yeah, don't let your personality hold you back. Get anxiety if you want to.
You get out there and do it. Don't hold yourself back.
Yeah, you can be anything you set your mind to.
Yeah, you want to be an ESFJ with mental illness? You want to have anxiety? Go for it. Nothing's stopping you.
Yeah, anxiety is an equal opportunity employer.
Just ask me. I know.
I do avoid making phone calls. But I will make them like if I need to. Like I called the vet because of Rhea's puffed up cheek. I didn't that was enough of a motivator for me.
So I'm going to say mostly agree as well. And that's probably not supposed to be an ENFP thing. It's half generational and half like I just have anxiety. And maybe there's other reasons. Sorry, not about the phone calls. Don't call me. Please don't call me.
Yeah. Text like a normal person.
Yeah.
I know this is your question to read, but I am going to before you.
You can read it.
The question is, if your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get them back on track as soon as possible. What I read
this is an autistic question.
Is if your plants are interrupted, your top priority is to get them back on track.
You're interrupting my plans.
And I'm like, what? My plans are most of my plans are to be alone and do nothing. And I do try and get that back on track when it gets interrupted. Like, can I go back to being alone? But no, I don't care that much. I'm going to neutral that.
And what are my plans? What are my plans during the day?
Yeah, no,
have fun.
I'm avoiding this question again.
You said you're avoiding this question?
I am avoiding this question.
Okay. If your plants are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. I'm going to say slightly disagree.
Okay.
Okay, my turn because I let you have that one.
Yeah, you can read the next.
You are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago.
What mistakes?
Typical answer for you.
Strong disagree.
We're still bothered by mistakes. I don't know. My philosophy in life is like it is what it is.
Yeah, the what mistakes was to be funny, but like the truth is like, what does it matter? It's in the past.
Yeah, I think I am a little more than you, more so than you. I'm a little more like bothered by things, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't worry about it. I wouldn't go back and change things, really.
Yeah. And like every L that you get in life is a lesson.
Yeah, loser.
So like learn from your mistakes and become a better person.
That'll be a great thumbnail. Us both doing this. Okay, so for that question, I'm going to do slightly disagree.
Okay, now it's my turn to read the question. Hello, everybody. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Strong disagree for me. I keep a pretty good handle over my emotions. There are a couple of times that I kind of like, it overpowers me, as it were. But I might even go strongly disagree because I've decided who I'm going to be.
I think that's fitting.
No matter what.
I think that's fitting.
Like, I decided first. So even if I know I'm going into a high emotional like moment, I've made the decision about who I want to be, and I'm going to behave by that.
I'm going to go ahead and say, your emotions control you more than you control them. I'm going to say slightly agree.
Okay.
What would you say about me? Slightly?
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Okay. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you. Oh my gosh.
That's why I laugh.
What personality type is this?
If you're living your life worried that people are going to be disappointed in you,
That's sad.
I'm so sorry.
Honestly, that might have been me as a teenager.
I'm really, really sorry.
It did suck. Thank you.
Like, you're going to be who you need to be, and you're going to continue to become a better version of yourself.
Thank you. Thanks.
Like, if someone's disappointed in you, that's okay. It really doesn't matter.
This question is so sad. For no reason. When someone thinks I leave
more important is, like, are you disappointed in yourself, and are you the person that you want to be?
Yeah, again, is this a personality thing, or is this just like an insecurity thing? Again, it's like implying that certain personality types are more insecure than others. I
don't think I've ever wondered if someone is disappointed in me. Ever.
We're very different. When someone thinks
it is a bummer if people do ask me a lot, like, oh, are you disappointed in me? And I'm like, never. How could I ever be disappointed in you? Like, because you're figuring out life for who you are. Like, even in the moments where you have a lapse in character, you behave opposite to who you are.
Sorry, you made a bad decision today.
It's a journey, and you're going on, and you're becoming better. I hope you're becoming better every day. So
I'm gonna say slightly disagree. I think the times where I'm worried someone might be disappointed, it is very subconscious. Yeah. It's not very conscious for me.
Yeah, don't worry if someone's disappointed in you.
All right, last page.
Last page.
We're finally doing it.
You often feel overwhelmed.
I'm scared and confused.
I disassociate when I feel overwhelmed.
Do I often feel overwhelmed? Honestly, yeah, and that's because I tend to take on a lot more projects than I should, because my NE wants to take on a bunch of new things, and then I take on way too much, and then I get overwhelmed easily. So that's my fault.
I don't believe that I'm often overwhelmed. I believe that I'm often disorganized.
I'm going to say slightly agree to that.
Mostly disagree.
Okay. You are more likely to rely on emotional intuition than logical reasoning when making a choice. That is very clear-cut.
How is an INTJ supposed to answer this?
That is tricky for an INTJ because you are literally both.
Yes!
You are quite literally both. Your brain is malfunctioning right now. I can see the steam coming out of her ears.
This they don't put priority to cognitive functions. And I'm like, okay, but these are my two like high cognitive functions.
Yeah, this is impossible for you.
Do I avoid it? Do I just hit neutral? That seems like a cop-out.
I know, it's really hard for I think for you, you're not going to like this, but
lean towards the logical reasoning.
I'm going to say logical reasoning here for you.
Do you think it's asking more about emotions, or do you think it's asking more about intuition?
It is intuition. And you do.
They said intuition freaking in the middle
I understand why this is so hard for you.
I feel like you're being a little condescending.
No, I'm serious. But objectively, I'm going to say, for the sake of this, you just lean a little bit more logical reasoning. It's literally by a hair. But yeah.
Okay.
Literally by a hair. And I'm sorry that you had to make that decision right now. I'm really, truly sorry. For me, it's definitely more emotional intuition.
See, I'm not even second guessing once I answer. I'm like, okay, we're moving on.
You are more likely to rely. Yeah, I'm gonna say and mostly agree. You feel confident. Oh, I get to read the last one. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
You feel confident that things will work out for you. What a good last question.
What a good last question.
I am a very optimistic person, so yeah, mostly agree.
And I'm a very confident person, so absolutely agree.
Optimistic, confident.
All right. What is your gender? I'm a lady.
Okay, so they need our emails.
Okay. See results.
Whoa! It got us right, guys!
It did. That's crazy.
Do you think it was just listening to us like the FBI?
Are you listening to me?
I'm actually really impressed. all of the smack we were talking in the beginning, it did get us right. I don't like this stupid T crap.
Okay, here, look at this, though.
All right, we finally made it to the end. I'm pretty impressed. So we're going to show the screenshots here to show you. Okay, see, the extroverted versus introverted is, I think, pretty accurate for me. This is the first time I've taken the test where I have been more extroverted than introverted, and I think that is very reflective of my growth in personality over the years.
Do you wonder if we did better taking the test because we took it together and we were able to help direct the other person's question on the hard spot?
That is true. Guys, take the Myers Briggs test with your best friend and have them help you answer objectively, because sometimes, number one, you might be confused by the questions, and I misread them quite a few times and almost answered incorrectly. But also, number two, your bestie is probably going to help you be like, no, you are definitely this. So try taking the test by yourself and then do it again with your bestie. You might be surprised by the results.
Have you seen my screen?
No, I haven't. Tell me about yours.
How introverted do you think it rated me?
Oh, God. Probably pretty far over there. Is it 100?
No.
Okay, personally, I would probably put you around 90%.
93%.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
Do you think mine's accurate? Extroverted versus introverted?
I think that is pretty close. Yeah. The other one that I think is just hilarious, before I show you.
Intuition?
How high do you think my intuition was?
Okay, intuitive versus, interesting, they call it observant.
Yeah.
Intuition versus sensing. Actually, you know what? 16 personalities, I see you. I kind of like that language.
I do like that language.
Because intuition is, in a sense. So, yeah. Okay, that makes sense for me. I'm going to say you're probably also in the 90% region.
That I'm sensing.
It did?
No.
I saw it. It said INTJ.
92% intuitive.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then the rest is pretty
now
uninteresting.
I disagree with mine here, though, because mine is the feeling versus thinking. It's telling me I'm around 70% feeling. Would you say that's accurate? I feel like I could be more 60-something%, 60%.
I think 60 to 70 is a good range for you.
Yeah.
My thinking is 54%.
See, that's interesting.
You think my thinking should be higher?
I think that your thinking should be higher, although I understand you as an INTJ, maybe it's because you're a woman or whatever, I don't know the reasons, but you have developed a pretty good amount of feeling, so that I'm not surprised. I think on average, though, you are more logical than that. Okay, and then the peanut butter and jelly. Mm-hmm. I am more peanut butter, but I'm very close. I'm nearly in 50%, 54% P.
Super, my thinking and my judging are in the 50s on both of them.
So we're both pretty even
those
keel.
Could both flip. If I took the test without my bestie, if I took the test without you, I could have flipped the thinking and judging to feeling and perceiving with one question, probably. Yeah, and again, this is why it's important to know yourself well, because I am naturally P, but when I'm thinking back to the questions it was asking a lot of questions about organization and to-do lists and things like that. And as I said while we were answering, I had to answer, I don't enjoy my to-do list and stuff, but I have to, because I have learned that if I don't, I will lose my mind, because growing up, I was very P. So I think it's more so I'm balanced just because I've had to, but naturally, if I hadn't worked on that, I would be very P. And then they have this fifth metric, which we're not anything about, but it's kind of reflective. Yeah, okay, so I'm 51% turbulent versus assertive. You're likely self-conscious, sensitive to stress, success-driven, perfectionistic, and eager to improve. And then accurate. I'm 76% assertive. You're likely self-assured, even-tempered, and resistant to stress, refusing to worry too much, which is also kind of accurate. Pretty accurate. In fact, I would say you could even be more than that. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if you were more in the 80s, 90s. I'm kind of in the middle of the two. I think this is pretty accurate. I lean more turbulent than assertive, but yeah, there you go. All right, guys, the rest of this is stuff we don't care about. Stuff that'll make you unlock if you give them money. I am impressed. I still stand by everything we said in the beginning, okay, but I am impressed. This was pretty freaking accurate. Yeah, I mean, pretty accurate. I took issue with a lot of the tests being bad, and my own personal theory right now is I wonder, we're going to conduct an experiment. We're going to get Erica. Okay. And we're going to have her take this test by herself without us influencing her at all. And she doesn't have to do that on camera. She just has to take the test and we get the results. And then we're going to have her take the test, but with us as her friends, helping her on understanding and answering the questions and arguing with her on the questions. That part y'all will get to watch. And we'll see one, if there's a difference in what she gets, and two, if there's a change in experience in her understanding and answering of the questions. So Erica doesn't know we're doing this yet.
So we're whispering.
So I'm whispering.
Even though she's in Texas right now.
Even though she's in Texas right now. And she'll probably watch this episode because she's our #1 fan. But that is an experiment I kind of want to do. Is the test experienced differently if you're taking it because we took our own test, we answered our own answers, but we were influenced by each other and we were helped by each other.
Yeah, thank God, thank you. So I would not have survived that.
And that would be a result of bad questions, like the writing being unclear. So we're going to test my theory. Thank you for watching us take a test. This took us probably an hour, so you'll probably only watch half an hour of it because we'll clear it up.
Yeah, we'll try.
But yeah, really, really impressed with the answers that we got on the test.
Yeah, it did really well. I just realized too, we should take the Enneagram too another time. I think y'all like the Enneagram. So
y'all there like the Enneagram.
Y'all out there, all y'alls. So we'll take the Enneagram sometime.
Yeah.
Next week we're going to the zoo.
Yes. We're going to have oodles of fun at the zoo.
We're going to see poodles. We're going to have poodles of fun.
There will not be poodles at the zoo, to my knowledge.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Send us a picture of your cat.
Send us pictures of your cats. Yeah. Send us your cats through Instagram or email or
Instagram
something.
Or email, and we'll let you know. And we'll show you more pictures of Rhea.
Bye, guys.